Hello students, and in this video we're going to talk about the chapter assignments and what the various chapter assignments are going to be. So on this screen here, this is our Unit 1 page. We've got the Unit 1 summary and the discussion, and then each chapter has its modules. The assignment that I'm going to be talking about is called a reading guide, and you're going to be turning that in down here at this little icon that you see. This little guy reading a book here. And what you're going to be turning in there are the reading guides. You get the link to the reading guides up here by these. It says Reading Guide Mod 1, Reading Guide Mod 2, that's Module 1, Module 2. When you click on this link, it's going to ask you to make a copy. And you'll want to do that, and so you make a copy. And what that's going to do is, like it says, copy the document, put it into your drive. And the one thing that I would recommend that you do is go up here where it says copy of, and then rename it. All right. So, and I would probably just put like your name. Now you would actually type your name, not what I just did here. Put your actual name. And then have it something like this so you know what the assignment is. Now, every reading guide has what are called learning goals. And so LG 1-1, and then this is what it says. This is your objective. Now, these come from the text, and they're also aligned to our AP curriculum. So they're like questions in a way, and this is what you are responsible for learning. All right. Also, each chapter at the end has review questions. These are multiple choice, and so you would put your multiple choice answer here. And then the other thing that you're responsible for is writing up a module summary, making sure to put it in your own words because frankly, copying text is a waste of time. So you'll want to put this in your own words and find a way to make this useful for you. So this is, say, module 1. All right, so going back here now. After you've done module 1, you'll do module 2, you'll do module 3. When you got all those 3 together, you go to the chapter 1 reading guide and you'll turn it in. And I've got a different video about how to submit assignments. So how do you know, going back to this guy here, how do you know when to do this question versus this question? When is it assigned? When do you do it? If you go back to Unit 1 and you click on the summary, the unit summary has a day-by-day recording of what we're planning to do and when. So the summary, this has the learning goals. You might notice we just looked at module 1. These two here are the same ones that you'd see there. These are the learning goals for module 2, learning goals for module 3. These are the things that you need to learn over the course of this chapter. Now, going down here, day by day, what you've got here is, this is our chapter pacing, and it might change a little bit, but this is roughly day by day what we're going to be doing, what module we're going to be covering, the topic, and then any related assignments. Now, over here in the preparation column, this is what you would do before the class starts. All right, so before the class starts, you would need to have answered this learning goal, LG 1-1, which is up here, and you would answer that right here. Sorry, right here. So you would type in your answer here. This would come from reading or lecture, and I'll explain a little bit more of that, maybe in class or maybe in another video. All right, so day by day, you just kind of knock all this out. And at the end, after we get to the day, we're going to have a quiz on this day. All reading guides are due, so modules 1, 2, and 3. We're going to have a quiz on chapter 1. This is the day that you turn in all of these assignments. All right, so all of those come in on that particular day. What I'm not going to do is keep track of you every day and make sure you're doing this. That's going to be up to you. If you don't do it, you're going to have a heck of a lot of work to do the night before the quiz. All right, if the way this course is done right is by doing the preparation ahead of time so that then when you come to class, you know essentially what we're going to be talking about. And then we use class time to build upon it. We're not going to be just lecturing and then you go home and learn about it. It's a little bit reverse. So you come to class prepared. All right. So when you do all of those, then you turn them in. So that is the reading guide, at least a little bit about, what it looks like, how you do it, what these documents are going to be. So by the end of chapter 1, this module would be finished. And then you've got these other ones. So you've got a reading guide for module 2, which is linked right here, and a reading guide for module 3. Now, I mentioned reading or lectures. So you're going to have a choice for how you answer your learning goal. For each module, there's a lecture, which is an online video. Some are by like Bozeman Science, or there's another teacher that I pulled some from. I've recorded some. And so what you do is you watch the lecture or you read in the chapter about the module, and then you answer the question based on what you've read. So you have some options. And again, you can turn in lecture notes, or you can turn in kind of reading notes where you essentially just type up an answer based on what you've read. And I'll show you some examples of this in class, so it might make a little bit more sense. All right, so that is a chapter reading guide. There's one more type of assignment that shows up. It's called an AP prep book. I'm not going to add it into this video because this video is getting a little long, but we'll explain that more probably in class.